going on, YouTube family? Michael Renee here, and I'm super excited because today I'm going to show you guys how I do a smoky eye. And listen, smoky eyes are, I want to say, a thing of the past, but I feel like they've been slowly but surely trying to find their way back in because it gives like real sexy nighttime look. Like it makes you look like real mysterious, you know what I'm saying? And I love this look. And I know a lot of people are probably wanting to learn how to do a smoky eye. And to be honest, y'all, I had to update myself because it's been a minute since I've done a smoky eye. So you guys get to walk and do the steps with me. And so if you would like to continue watching just so you can see the steps of how I do this and get this look, continue watching and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today we are doing a smoky eye. I've already started with this eye, so I'm going to do this next eye step by step. Usually I start off with my foundation and all of that, but for obvious reasons we can't do that because we're using black and I don't feel like having to fix that. I mean, I could, but that's just too much work. So the first thing that we're going to start with, making sure that you put a base over your eye. That's probably the worst thing ever. I don't know about you guys, but my eyelids are oily. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. I don't know about you guys, but my eyelids are super oily and you don't want to use anything super light. More flesh tone would probably be best. Now, at one point, the girlies used to use a black base, and that's how we used to do it. And some people still do that. I'm trying to find the quickest way possible. And I'm doing this because I have greasy eyelids. And so the whole concealer and powder thing, it just don't work for me. Unless I'm just not caring that day and I just have somewhere I need to be and I don't have anywhere I need to be. Yeah. But I have to wear eyeshadow primer because if I don't, my poor little eyeshadow just gonna be creasy and just greasy and it's just not gonna look good. Next, you're going to take a matte black eyeshadow. So I want to be clear about something. Like when it comes down to the smoky eye, like an all over lid smoky eye, take your time. There is no need for you to rush. Just take your time. So I'm going to take the eyeshadow, my black eyeshadow, and this one is from Juvias Place, and this is in the color Chad. And I'm just going to pat that over my brush. I like to use a bit of a fluffy brush. Only reason why is because I just kind of feel like with doing a smoky eye, you don't want to find yourself blending all day. And I also feel like I can control this a little bit better. So I'm not going to go all the way past my lid crease. I'm going to stay right here in the middle and I'm just going to pack that on, kind of blending it as I go, but I'm trying to just pack on all of that color. And I'm staying right here. I'm not gonna go by my tear duct, but I am gonna go out here just a little bit because I'm doing this in the shape of my eye. So whatever your eye shape is, follow that. Or maybe you just want to kind of, you know, you don't want to fan it out if you don't want to, if you have eyes that do that. So I'm just gonna keep it right here and staying as close to my lash line as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to blend all of that out. Don't worry about the fallout because we're going to clean that up as well. I'm going to take this rich brown eyeshadow. Any brown eyeshadow would do. And this is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. And she has a color called Credit. And it's like this rich brown. It almost reminds me of chestnut. Like this is the eyeshadow version of chestnut. Lip liner from MAC. And so I am going to not blend it out using any circular motions or going back and forth. I'm actually going to take and go right above that black eyeshadow and I'm going to pack that eyeshadow on top because what I'm doing is I'm blending and I've changed my brushes. You can see, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm using a more fluffy but yet pointed brush. Y'all, I've had this brush for a long time and it still works beautifully. And I'm just gonna take my brush, take that color and just go right above. And what this is gonna do is going to beautifully transition out that black while still blending out. And I am going to go out this way because remember, I am doing the same and I'm kind of brush it out. I want this to match the way my eyes are shaped. So I'm just gonna go out there this way. And don't worry about any messes because we're going to clean all of that up. So I'm going to stay, but I'm not going to go too far up. I'm going to stay right above that because the whole point of, in my opinion, the whole point of eyeshadows in general, but especially a smoky eye, is the layering. The whole point is to layer. My opinion, we're going to go ahead, take you a paper towel, and we're just going to wipe off the excess because we still don't want this to be a black eye. So every now and again, you may have to wipe off your brush. Go back into that color and pack. Okay. Now, if you feel like you need to add more black, then you can add more black. So as you guys can see, I do want to add a little bit more black because I do want the black to stand out. So I'm going to go back into my black and I'm just going to pack that right there just so the black can stand out a little bit more. No need to blend right now. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. I did. That's what I thought. It is wet. Didn't want that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Juvias Place palette and I'm going to take a little bit of the bronzer color and I'm going to go right above our transition shade, our brown, which would be considered the transition shade. And just to blend out that brown, like right above that. And because the color payoff is not a whole lot with this particular color, I'm not trying to make it too bright. But we're going to go right above that, right? And don't worry, because we're about to go in with another color as well. Just one more color to blend everything out. So now I'm going to go into Edges, which is a very warm brown color. It's very warm. And it's a little bit warmer than the bronzer, but I wanted to blend that out just a little bit. Then I'm going to take this color right here. And now I'm going to go right on top of that, maybe slightly above it, lightly packed. And this is just going to bring everything together. So now if you feel like you need to go back behind and try to, you know, maybe add a little bit more of that brown, then you can go ahead and do that. And then again, if you feel like you want to add a little bit more black just to make things a little bit deeper for you, now is the time. You never want to start off with all of that black because that's going to be hard for you to blend out. And again, we're not trying to create a black eye look. We're trying to make a smoky eye, which obviously is a big difference. Yep, I needed a little bit more black. Okay. And so I'm also gonna lightly take that black and just lightly fan it out. So now you're going to take a little bit of micellar water or even just a regular makeup wipe, and you're just gonna wipe underneath that eye, removing all of that fallout. And because I'm fanning out my eye, I'm going to follow the shape of my eye. And don't worry about too much cleanup because remember, we still have to put our concealer and all of that good stuff on. Of course, we do want to do a little bit of, because smoky eyes have a tendency to, especially if you have chinky eyes, it closes your eyes. So we want to open up the eye just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with whatever sparkle color you want. And you can do matte. I decided to do sparkle, and I'm going to take a little bit of that on my brush, tap off the excess, and I am going to put that right in the middle. Just a little bit. We don't want to put too much. And I'm just going to take that and fan that out. Perfect. So that's pretty much the base, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do the bottom part of mine, but we're going to go ahead and get everything together. We're going to go ahead and finish the face with everything else that needs to go on. I've already prepped and primed my face, so I already have like the primer and all that good stuff on, and we're going to go from there. Are going to do a quick liquid line. And yes, we are doing the cat eye because that's the only line that I usually do. So if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys how I smoke out the bottom, my bottom lash line. I already put my eyeliner on because, yeah, that looks really funny on camera. So what I'm going to do first is use this smaller smudge brush right here. I'm going to lightly tap into the black eyeshadow that we used for our lid. And I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to look up and I'm going to lightly press right into my lash line. So we're not going to press it into the waterline. We're going to press it into the lash line. I am going to take my other smudge brush and I'm going to dip that into the brown. So go into the dark brown that you used as well. And we're going to take it, press it into the other brush, press that into the brush. And now we're going to go right under that. Like we're going to go right above, like right, not right at the lash line, but we're going to go right underneath the color. And this is what's going to help smoke that out just a little bit more. And don't worry, we got one more step after this because we're trying to smoke it. We're really trying to smoke this out. This part is optional because technically it's smoked out enough, but I got one more. I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and we're gonna dip into that lighter transition color that we used on our eyes. And I'm just gonna tap off the excess and I'm gonna go in. This is a bigger brush, y'all, but I'm going to actually lightly blend that out. And it's just gonna really smoke everything out for us. And we're just gonna blend all of that together and it's just gonna smoke every. So all of this is gonna melt together. That's the only thing about mattes. Like I'm not a big matte person, but look, we're in a rush. I'm not in a rush, but you know, we're just gonna melt everything else together. So I'm gonna put a little bit of setting spray and it's just gonna melt, like it's just gonna melt everything together. We're gonna go ahead and do the brows. So see, my brows are already greasy. I can feel it. So we're just gonna take a little bit of the powder that is left on this brush and we're just going to clean it up and absorb all of that oil and stuff. So I'm gonna do my lashes and I'll be right back. So I went ahead and I added my lashes. And so now I'm going to do a very neutral lip. I still gotta line my lips, y'all. That's just, you know. So I'm just gonna lightly line my lips. I'm not gonna overline or anything to that nature today. Because in this case, I really just want the lip gloss to shine. And I'm going to take this cute pink gloss from Sephora and just dab it right in the middle. And here we have the finished look. Ew. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.